Well, this is part 3 update. See how tiny? These are like 2 fingers wide. 2 fingers wide. Beautiful little one. I think it was $6 at Martin's. Healthy plant. Lots of roots. I'll do a repotting on that. I just showed the white one. It only has 2 blooms left. This is one that I got at Lowe's for about $8. I'm leaving the bud spikes on it. There's still a spike there, a little bud there, and there's one right, I don't know, right there that might bloom. And then I couldn't resist this at the supermarket. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's one that hasn't come out. 11 buds, and one of them broke off. You can see right here. And what I did is I let it dry out, and I had it here yesterday. Here it is. So you can see what a dark red it dries up to. So I'll use that on a wreath. And by the way, this is part 3 of Suzette's unboxing. There is the Cebu Blue. Here's my beautiful begonia. Here's the brandy philodendron. And there's the black pagoda. And let me show you it cut off. This is 2, 3 wide. This flower. And this one is my whole hand wide, 4 fingers wide. Big, beautiful plant. And then I'm a sucker for beauty, I guess, with my plants. Oh my. And I had to buy, whoops, we're fighting. Stop it. I had to buy this yellow one. So I'm going to plant these out, take these outside. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It had 11 blooms. They had just come in. They were type buds. So I couldn't pass them out. And while I'm at it, I'm going to show you a little propagation here. That's just a conglomeration of things. Some arrowhead or syngonium and some philodendron that's reverted just to green, and it was Brazil. And then some of you saw my thrifting video. I'm just using it to give them height in this thrifting vase. And these guys have roots, so they need potted. I have to go to Lowe's today and buy their Stay Green potting mix and their Stay Green peat moss. I mix half and half. Here's another little coleus cutting. Lots of roots. They need planted. Here's another one of those, whatever they are, holding this up. And a little bit of water down in there helps add some humidity. This little guy broke off just recently, so maybe I should put it in there. There's lots of hormones. Whenever plants are rooting, there's hormones in that water. So if you put a plant in that's not rooting, it will be stimulated to root by the other plants. And Wandering Jew family is excellent to stimulate other plants to root. So this is some coleus cuttings. This is a coleus that I grew from seed, just down in the water. This is one that I grew from seed, but you can see I didn't change the water So I've got to do that quickly and cut it again. Otherwise, see, this one's healthy. I hope. Yep, that one's healthy. There's another one of those. This is just a vase with some golden pothos and some arrowhead or syngonium. And then these cheese cutters are excellent for humidity. And you can see the roots on these guys and the new growth. And this is just a little whiskey glass. Now that needs more water in, but it's able to sustain itself because of the high humidity. And this is where I keep my humidity and some other things, but it gets this up higher. This had an orchid in. And then here's another one with cuttings, and they all need to be planted. And this one, you can see it's hollow at the top, so those plant cuttings are up inside. And this has a glass coaster in because these little guys didn't want to root. So I had to put them, hang on a second, let me see where I can put this. No, I'm going to put it over here. I'll show you they are rooting. I checked them the other day and they had some roots on them. Whoa. See the little roots? There we go. I couldn't stick them down in water, they weren't rooting. So I just put them in this little tray of water. It's, I think, a glass coaster. And it fits perfectly there. I have not been able to get this, whatever this little vine is, to root. Oh, yay! Whoops, get it in camera range. It's rooting, yay! I have no idea what it is. They're very thin leaves. I wish I could get it. And a woody stem. So I think finally this did the trick. I better stick it all back down in there pretty good so it can fit up inside. I'm going to pause this. So now this one has a hollow. That part's hollow. And then this was another candle holder, and I was using this, I think was for a flower arrangement to put a candle in, but I decided to make it a propagation station, but I don't have anything in there right now. And this is great. This is to propagate in because of all the extra humidity. And then this is just a little vintage vase, and it has some in. I have a hanging basket of this that I'm taking cuttings of, and I am going to see about trying to sell them so I can get a couple more begonias or a couple more plants, or else trade. I have a lot of them I just cut off. So this is like my propagation station, and you can see my window's empty. The orchids are outside for summer vacation, and I just want to show you this beautiful new leaf. Look how shiny. There's no plant shine or anything on that. Here's a new leaf. This is its old leaf. So far it's gotten 2 leaves. Uh-oh. But the bad thing is, it didn't get as big as the old leaf. So, and this one tends, not this one, I think these two are related. That one also, that's a new leaf. And that one is just as big as the old leaf. I don't know whether you can see that or not. But that one's doing a little bit better. As you can see, I have it up on one of those little plant stands. I have a couple more, but they're too big to put up there. And this winter, I am going to be doing something and not lose that wasted space up there, because I have a lot more plants. And I have a bunch of plants outside I need to film. So, anyhow, this is another, look at this. This is another coleus I added to my collection this year. And it's just lacy, it's like a feather. And these are cuttings that broke off because we get some terrible windstorms lately and no rain. So, this is the end of part 3 of my potting or unboxing video, because I won Suzette's Garden's 400th subscriber giveaway. And this is the Cebu Blue, 2 very long cuttings. She knew that I lost my begonia like this, so she sent me 2 cuttings of that. She sent me a black pagoda, and she also sent me this brandy philodendron. 1 would have been enough, but I love you, Suzette. Thank you so much. So this is part 3. So since my camera hasn't shut off, I get to say, please subscribe. And if you like the video, click like or click thumbs up. And what else do I want to say? Share it if you'd like to with other plant friends. And the other thing is, most important to me, is leave a comment. Any suggestions? I know people ask me about coleus cuttings. These are going straight into potting soil. That's half potting soil, half peat moss, and I use Lowe's Stay Green. The Stay Green brand is better than Miracle Grow as far as potting soil at Lowe's. I just noticed my little owl. I knocked him over. I don't want you to think I'm mad at him and giving him a timeout. Isn't he cute? He matches my pillows. Also, I put soil moist. That's the most important thing, I think, especially with coleus cuttings, to put in with your plants. I always put in soil moist. That way, like I had an emergency with my son, had to go to the hospital for 2 days, and my plants got neglected outside, and they were able to survive and not die because of the fact that I had soil moist in there. So there was a reserve. And once again, here's the little beautiful little flower that went from that color to this color dried. And I just leave them in the vase and sort of take them out of the vase and let them dry like that. Anyhow, these are going to go outside. They're actually cuttings that are blooming, and I might keep them in the garage over the winter. I haven't decided. I might separate them and bring 1 or 2 cuttings in the house and try the rest of them outside and see how they survive. But I know I just can't leave them in this pot because they're overcrowded. They all need a pot of their own practically. All right, everybody. Thank you, Suzette, so very, very much for your wonderful giveaway and a chance to film and post. So, love you guys, and grow like your plants grow. Every day do something to cheer yourself up, to make yourself happy, and to learn something new. And that's the wonderful thing about YouTube. We learn new things, expand our knowledge of plant families, expand our knowledge of friendship, and love seeing comments from other people. And Suzette, you're such a sweetheart. I just love you. And one of these days, I'm going to write down the names of some of my favorite YouTube channels where I've learned a lot. And some of them you guys already probably subscribe to. So anyhow, God bless everyone. And thank you again, Suzette.